A lot of chat around the paddock and in the press about Mercedes' potential interest in Max Verstappen, potentially to be your teammate next year. What would you think if Max was to come here and to be your teammate? You've obviously taken on Lewis, one of the greatest of all time, as your teammates here, but Max, the driver who's defining the current generation, how would that be as a teammate?
Yeah, I'd be all for it, to be honest. I think, coming into Mercedes in 2022 was off the back of, Lewis's legendary years and victories, and that was a huge task for anybody jumping into a team where he's been for so long. And I believe in myself, and you need to go up against the best in the same machinery and show what you've got. So, I feel that having Lewis as my teammate for the past 3 years, he's been a hell of a teammate, such a great driver, and we push each other every single week, and I think it's fair to say that. So, I would welcome Max. I want to go against the best. I want to, everybody wants to prove what they've got. So, make it happen.
On the flip side of that, you could be partnered with Antonelli next year. Obviously, Mercedes are continuing their process with him and testing over at Imola. Have you kept an eye on his progress and heard from the team about how he's been faring?
Yeah, I've heard he's been doing a good job. It's obviously when you're driving alone, it's always difficult to get a reference, and for him, it's just gaining the necessary experience. There's no doubt that he's going to be in a Mercedes at some point in the future. Is that next year? Is that in years to come? Time will tell, but he's a great driver, and he's won everything in his junior career. So there's no reason not to see him in Formula One, mixing with the best in the years to come.
And finally, from me, we moved from one sprint weekend into the next sprint weekend, a very different format last time out. So much data, I imagine, to collate in just those 3 hours after the sprint race and make the changes to the cars before qualifying for the Grand Prix. What did you guys learn in China that you can bring over to this weekend, be it positives or, I guess on Lewis's side of the garage particularly, it was certainly negatives?
I personally really enjoyed the new format. I think it feels a little bit more chronological with having the sprint quali first straight into the sprint race. I think, of course, a learn is that if you turn the car upside down and you go straight into a qualifying session, you've got every single lap in Q1 or Q2 is vitally important for how it sets you up for Q3, the tyres you have left, and it's very difficult to adapt in such a short period of time. So it's probably better the devil you know than trying to find that sweet spot.